it's Susan Piazza Residential Co Banker, and I have Adrian Revel with SafeLife Insurance Agency here with us today to demystify homeowners insurance and maybe a few other things.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome, Adrian.
Thank you.
So a lot of my clients, Adrian, will ask me, which is the best company, who should I use? Can you tell me a little bit about your company and what you think separates you from the other companies in the area?
Yeah, definitely. Our company, we're an independent insurance brokerage.
Okay.
We pride ourselves in working with different insurance companies and giving our clients the best possible service, and also giving them access to different companies where we can really tailor make a product for them based on their specific needs. Our company works with about 25 different insurance carriers so that we're able to assess their needs and make sure that we're creating a good package for them.
Very cool. What is the hot topic right now in insurance? I mean, I know we've had the fires and now a little bit of flooding. What is going on right now in Southern California?
Well, the hot topic right now are rates. A lot of people are complaining about their insurance rates going up, and also specifically on homeowners insurance policies. In the state of California last year and in 2017, they have about $12 billion worth of fire-related claims. A lot of the big insurance carriers were hit really hard, and unfortunately they're starting to really diversify their portfolio of homeowners insurance policies so that they're not so saturated in different areas. So we're seeing a lot of clients that are either being non-renewed on their homeowners insurance policies, or they're getting gigantic rate hikes with these insurance carriers, and the whole homeowners insurance market has been really affected ever since last year.
Wow. So now you're an independent. What if someone has just a regular insurance company? How are they able to deal with that versus how you're able to?
Sure. Well, the beauty about our agency is that we are able to give people a lot of different options. So for example, if we have a client that is with ABC Insurance Company, and that insurance company is changing their underwriting guidelines significantly to where that client is starting to get huge rate increases, or maybe they non-renew that particular client, which is what we're seeing a lot today. Okay. We're able to look at our other markets. Well, that's one carrier of 25 different carriers that we have. So that's what really differentiates us compared to a captive company that only has one choice.
Oh, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
So what would you say right now is like with regards to claims and things? I have a lot of clients that will have, a leak or, issues with maybe a roof leaking or something. And they always call and say, gosh, I don't want that to be on my record, or, it's going to jack my premiums. What advice would you have for them? Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. The main issue that a lot of people don't see is that when you file a homeowner's insurance claim or an auto insurance claim on your auto insurance policy, it could affect your rates from anywhere from 3 to 5 years. On auto insurance, it's 3 years. On homeowners insurance, it could be all the way up to 5 years. Wow. So with all the different insurance companies, when you file a claim, the policy is surcharged, and they add a surcharge at every renewal cycle. So it's really important to justify that claim to make sure that it is worthwhile. One thing that we pride ourselves on is that our clients can call us, they can run the claim scenario with us, and we can counsel them on if it's worthwhile claim, and throughout the next 5 years, is it going to make sense for you to really file that claim?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that comes up a lot when my clients are looking for policies is, they'll just automatically go with whoever their car insurance is. Can you speak to that? Is that always the case?
That is a lot of the times the case. What's really important is that you do shop around. I mean, it is definitely an industry where it's important to shop around and make sure that you're getting the best price, which is important. Mm-hmm. But there's also two other aspects that are really important. One, that you're dealing with a professional that's in the industry, that is knowledgeable of the industry, to make sure that your policy is set up right. I can't tell you how many times I've come to the picture way later on when someone's had a claim, and unfortunately that claim did not protect them well enough, either because they bought their policy online and just were not knowledgeable of the additional coverages, or they didn't have somebody there with them to really give them advice and a more consultative approach as to why they should pick and choose certain coverages.
Interesting. So for my clients every year, I do a CMA, comparative market analysis for them. And I typically put that together just, when it's tax time so that they know what the home is worth. Do you ever do any kind of an insurance annual for people or triannual? Like how often would you review someone's coverage, etc.?
Sure. People should definitely review their coverages at least once a year. People's lifestyles change, just like if they were buying a home and they were looking at buying another house 2 years down the line, their lifestyle may change. Maybe they want to downsize or upgrade their home based on their specific needs. Insurance is not so different. People's specific needs change based on how much we have to protect. Maybe they have more assets this year than they did last year. And so we want to always make sure that we're asking the right questions to make sure that you are protected in the event of a claim. There's nothing worse in insurance than finding out you're not properly insured when you need it most. And so what we try to do is avoid that ever happening for you.
That makes sense. Like a really good plan to me. So I would say probably a third to half of my clients work with Adrian. A lot of the ones in very, what do you call them? Wildfire areas?
We call them high brush zones.
High brush zones. So, which includes places like Coto de Caza. A lot of people think it's just the canyon kind of Cook's Corner type place, but it's actually more. And every one of my clients has had great experiences with Adrian, all the way down to me getting text messages because we had a couple of clients that were out fighting the fires, and Adrian was actually messaging me just to check in and make sure those people were okay.
I mean, when the Holy Fire was going on, the first thing I thought about were all the different clients that I have in those areas and how they may be affected. The other thing that I thought is, a lot of the clients that we were able to help in that area, I thought, thank God we got them a policy. Because I can name so many different clients that were having issues getting insurance in the canyon, and we were able to help most, if not all of those clients. The canyon is so unique. It's, I talk to agents that are not from around here, and insuring a property in the canyon is very unique. There's multiple steps that go into that. We have different insurance markets on each step. There's about 3 steps that go into insuring a property in the canyon.
Wow.
First, we want to make sure that our preferred carriers will not accept the house. These are your carriers, that are your traditional carriers that you hear on TV and things like that. And unfortunately, most of these carriers won't touch homes in the canyon.
Like mine.
Yeah. So we want to exhaust that option first because we know that it holds the best value for our clients. The second option is to go with a carrier that we call a non-admitted carrier. What that means is that they're not backed by the California Insolvency Fund for insurance carriers. They're still good carriers, but that's our second option. And our third option is always the California Fair Plan with a difference in conditions policy, or a wrap policy, what they call it.
Like what I have.
Exactly. So, we kind of have to take our steps to make sure that we're doing our due diligence to make sure that our clients are getting the best possible rate with the best possible coverage. But yeah, the canyon's definitely unique. I love doing business there though, because it really, our portfolio of products is really geared towards those high risk homes.
Okay. And real quickly, a lot of my clients will say things like, oh gosh, I've heard that California Fair Plan is just so horrible. And can you kind of demystify that for us? How is it different than any other policy?
That would take us like 45 minutes to go through.
Okay.
The California Fair Plan is a limited policy. To give you an example of 2 limitations, okay, that are the most common. It excludes personal liability. So if you have a horse in the canyon, or a dog, or someone comes on your property, trips and falls, that's never included on the California Fair Plan.
Okay.
The other thing too is that it excludes water-related claims. For example, if we were to take all of my clients right now, and let's say I have 10 claims within a given month, I would say that 8 or 9 of them are water-related claims.
Wow. Okay.
So we have like a slab leak, or a pipe or a water backup, something that occurs. That's the most common claim we go through, and the Fair Plan excludes that coverage. So you would see how a lot of people would get into trouble if they just had the California Fair Plan. But what we do is we put what's called a difference in conditions policy as a supplemental coverage to that. So if you are just with the California Fair Plan with no supplemental coverage, you have a lot of gaps. But if you have that supplemental policy, you're good in most cases, but you have to make sure that they're written properly.
Okay, well, I'm sure that if anyone has any questions about the Fair Plan, Adrian would be happy to answer those. And we talked a little bit earlier about that yearly overview.
Yeah.
So is that something that you'd be able to do for any of my clients who might not be with you right now?
Of course. So we are always more than happy to look at any policies that anybody has.
Okay.
I pride myself in being very straightforward. If I feel like you have an excellent policy and your pricing is excellent, I'd be the first one to tell you that. But I'm also the first one to tell you if there's some gaps in coverage, because I want to make sure that you are covered appropriately. We're willing to do that for anybody.
Okay, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you very much for sharing what you have with us. I learned a lot today, and I'm sure everyone else did too. Any last pearls of wisdom before we wrap up?
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate working with you and all of your clients. I know you do an excellent job for them, so it's great to partner with somebody like you.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any questions, feel free to email myself or Adrian. His information, his contact info will be below, and you can always text, call, or email me, and I will connect you.